Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to rise today and have the opportunity to speak to Bill 30. You know, recently I had the opportunity to attend the Startup Canada Awards, which were held here in Edmonton. And while I was there, I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Randy Yatskoff, who's the Executive Vice President in Business Development with Tech Edmonton. Tech Edmonton being a group that supports entrepreneurs and innovators here in our city. And as I was talking with Mr. Yatskoff, I asked him his thoughts on the bill as proposed and on the work of our Minister of Economic Development and Trade. And as I spoke with him, he had very high praise for the minister. He said this was a minister who finally gets it. He spoke of how proud he was of the work that the minister had been doing in meeting with stakeholders and discussing the parameters of this legislation. Conversations that I know he's been having quite a few of since we first discussed the possibility of these credits in our budget earlier this year. And so I know that the minister has been working hard to consult with stakeholders. In fact, I can assure all members of this House that we worked especially closely with stakeholders here in Alberta, in particular the Calgary Chamber and other chambers across the province, to create the Alberta Investor Tax Credit, a credit that they have been asking for, and as Mr. Yatskoff noted to me when I spoke with him, that they have been asking for years in this province, and that other provinces have been enjoying for decades. It's our intention that this legislation be as broad as possible to provide the greatest benefit to investors, job creators, and their employees. Our proposed Alberta Investor Tax Credit would be applicable across sectors and would offer a 30% tax credit to investors who provide capital to Alberta companies doing research, development, or commercialization of new technology, new products, or new processes in sectors including, but not limited to, renewable energy, manufacturing or processing, agriculture, agribusiness, and agri-food, transportation and logistics, financial services, and the creative industries. To put it simply, this legislation will keep eligibility criteria as broad as possible and allow investment and business leaders to make the best decisions to help diversify our economy and create good jobs for Alberta's families. In fact, based on conservative calculations, we know that this credit would support up to 4,400 new jobs over 3 years and contribute up to $500 million to the province's GDP. And we will be sharing the outcomes of this tax credit in future years pending the passage of this legislation. I want Alberta business leaders and investors to know that they can be confident that Alberta will continue to be an investment leader because we are listening and working together to build an economy for the future. Hear, hear. I also want them to know that their views matter. And we are open to finding the best way to ensure this tax credit works for them. Despite the stubbornly low oil prices, Alberta's GDP remains the highest per capita among provinces, and we are still attracting the highest level of private investment in Canada. Hear, hear. In fact, per capita investment in Alberta today is more than double the national average, and we are on track to hit record levels of investment in a variety of sectors. We want Alberta to continue to be Canada's best place to invest in business growth, and that's why we are listening to Alberta workers, economic experts, and business leaders to support even more investment in the province. I look forward to having the opportunity to speak some more to this credit as we move forward with this bill. Thank you.